This is David Clairbaugh. We're going to be talking today about Thestatvantage.com. Now, that is a very important thing for you folks that are involved in boys high school basketball. Anybody coaching wants to win. I know that. You know that. All of us know that. We all want to win. And what Thestatvantage does is it shows you a way to win you have never seen before. Now, in the pros, you're all familiar with this. In the pros and in college, and also in football and in baseball, there are metrics. We call them sabermetrics in baseball. We call them metrics in basketball. We call them various terms of football. But they're all advanced level stats that really shed a light on what really makes a difference whenever we have a game involving a couple of teams. So suddenly, is this thing on? It is on. Okay, yes, I see the clicker. I'm sorry, folks. Now, anyway, what we see is we find out what really wins. And what, for example, for years, baseball people thought that batting average is really important in offense. You all know that if you follow baseball. But we now know batting average isn't very important at all. The reality of the matter is that on-base percentage is the most important offensive stat. It only took about 100 years to figure that out, okay? Well, what we've done in boys high school basketball is we have created and discovered the real stats, the real things that win games. By using statistics, we've determined what things really count and help teams win and what things are really not very important. For example, for years, when I was in high school, coaches would talk about how important rebounding is. Got to control the glass. All right. But we find out now that rebounding isn't really very important in high school. Because when we run oodles and oodles of stats, tens of thousands of games, we discovered the correlation of rebounding to winning isn't very high. Now, how can that be? It's pretty simple. A lot of rebounding in high school is random. Balls go skittering off the glass, they go bounding off the iron, and they wind up to be basically loose balls, and whoever picks it up gets a rebound. You'd be better off doing loose ball drills probably than rebounding drills to some extent. Now, I'm not saying it's not important, but it is not very definitive in terms of winning games. What we discover wins games in high school is ball handling. The teams that make good passes, assists, teams that do not turn the ball over, and teams that steal the ball, create turnovers. When you use that conglomerate of stats, the teams that's strong in that cluster are really the teams that win. That stuff is more important than shooting. Imagine that. We all thought that, well, a team that shoots the lights out in high school is going to win. Well, if they do shoot the lights out, well, no one can see anybody in the gym because the lights are out, right? But anyway, be serious for a moment. Yeah, lights out probably will win. But unless you really have a tremendous edge in shooting, it's not going to be as important as ball handling. Because ball handling goes directly to possessions. The team that takes care of the ball does not yield possessions without getting shots. And the team that does not take care of the ball over and over gets a possession and then has the ball taken before they even get a shot off. When it's high on one side and low on the other, you're going to win. If it's low on one side, high on the other, you're going to lose. It won't matter much how well you shoot, and rebounding won't count for very much. You've got to control the ball. And that's just one small example of something that most people don't know. We've run polls on Twitter and places like that, and we've had people weigh in their opinion on various stats in terms of how important they are. The average poll results are about 40% correct. Now, we got to assume that people answer these polls know a little bit about basketball, yet they don't even get half the questions correct. Why is that? Because people don't really know what wins in high school. They think they know, but they don't know. We know. Now, how do we know? We have a database of 250 teams, somewhere to 8,000 to 10,000 games involved there. And we did those 2 years apart, twice. So in other words, I believe around check that, around 2013, we did our first study. And then we came back and did another one 2 years later, 2015. And the results were the same. We had 250 teams in each sample. And we had teams that won a little, teams that won very little. In other words, the sample's balance was all across the United States, and the overall winning percentage was 500. In other words, we made sure that we had this thing set up in a very balanced fashion. Anyway, when all was said and done, the results were always the same. That's enough for now. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.